and
that
kinda
label
let's
sees
just
you.
see how it unfolds. Yeah, like obviously we know there wasn't really much of a blueprint before. Man Dem was just kind of just going with the flow and then kind of just seeing.
Talking of blueprint,
get me?
Talking of blueprint, you've just sparked a thought, right?
Right.
Harvey Soul Solid Crew.
Yeah.
Soul Solid Crew, in my eyes, would be like a garage UK urban blueprint to an extent. Fair? Like the way Mega Man set it up.
Yeah.
The tiers and that, like the crew, the extras from the crew, the radio DJ, they had the radio, the raves. They actually had like a blueprint technically in it, like an infrastructure.
They did, yeah.
I see Harvey take to the internet after Drake announces Drake and the Man Dem at Wireless.
Okay.
And he's like basically saying that like, that Soul Solid Crew, obviously we're washed up and that, but we'll take our Brit and wash that up. That's what Harvey was saying. You seen it on Instagram?
No, but wait, sorry.
So basically, Drake and the Man Dem gets announced at Wireless.
I know about that part. Yeah.
Drake, Vibes Cartel and Burna Boy gets announced.
Sure.
And then the other one is Drake and... See if you can find the flyer. Because that will be definitely helpful. That's the first night. I think it might just be Drake.
Possibly.
But basically, obviously, Harvey in a nutshell is saying that the mobiles kind of hate on them.
Not Wireless, the mobiles.
Sorry, Wireless kind of hate on them because they never book them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
And he's saying that basically how we got a big English event with no English headliners and then they're calling them the Man Dem.
By the way, Party Next Door and Summer Walker, day 1, day 2, Drake and the Man Dem, day 3.
Drake and World Boss and
Burna Boy.
Yeah. So he's saying basically, if we're washed up, I'll take my old Brit and wash that up, shine it up, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But it's not really that deep to focus just on Harvey. But the internet kind of had like a weird outburst where they were like, "Oh, the Man Dem's disrespect. What do you mean the Man Dem? Like we're some sideshow in our own country."
Yeah, I don't agree with any of that.
What do you think?
I think, well, that's nonsense still. I think that's nonsense. I think at the end of the day, the term Man Dem, I think, obviously, we as UK people know, Man Dem, like, you call your closest friends the Man Dem, like, some, cool, maybe not all the time. Maybe you might just refer to the group of guys that live near where you live, or you hang out with sometimes, but whatever. The point is that Man Dem, people don't refer to Man Dem as people that are insignificant. Like there's significance when you go, let me call the Man Dem, I'm going to link the Man Dem. There's reverence in that term, bro. Like, so I don't understand. Like, to me, it's like raw. Drake clearly has got mad love for the UK. Clearly, don't think there's any debate to that. I think he's clearly got love for the UK artists. He's got love for the culture. He's got love for the way we communicate. He likes our lingo. He likes the style. So at the end of the day, you don't want to give away who you're going to bring out. You might still be working on who you're bringing out at the end of the day. You might still be working on the details. You can't say who's coming out yet. Yeah. But the connotation of me coming out with a Man Dem, you could already start to think what that could refer to. Yeah. So I don't think it's a disrespect. Like I get the angle that people are trying to create, but I don't think there was any dissing in. You get me? And more important than that, I don't think that any of the artists, the UK artists, who that could be referring to, who could come out, I don't think they feel slighted by that either. I think they understand. All right, cool.
Do you reckon they will do now though, because of the stink that's been kicked up?
No, I actually think that really and truly, I think sometimes the line gets blurred between like the creators of content and the creators of music and the creators of the conversation versus the people on the receiving end.
True.
Receiving end.
Pause. Grown convo
of
today.
Of all the above.
But there's two of us, so we should probably pause more. Yeah.
And so ultimately, like, they know, whether you're Gigs, whether you're Stormzy, whether you're
Headie One.
Dave, Headie, whoever you might be, do you get what I'm saying? You know, like, that all this argument is just, it's water off a duck's back, bro, man.
What's wrong? UK is bad vibes though, bro. I don't know what's wrong with us over here. We always find a reason to hate. And I think, do you know what's made it worse, bro, as well?
Yeah.
Drake versus Kendrick's made it worse. It's like he's out of favour more now because Kendrick's bombed on him and won the battle. You hate talking about it?
Yeah, I hate talking about the Kendrick and Drake thing because I don't think I'm unable to find anyone to talk about this who actually just understands what the point I'm really trying to make, man. So I can't land my point in terms
That means
of
that your point might be wrong, though.
Well,
technically, because
misunderstood.
No one agrees.
I'm sure Drake agrees. You know them ones.
I bet he does.
Yeah, I'm saying shit.
Probably why he set up the lawsuit.
You're doing it already, bro. That's why I don't.
I know. I'm trying to do it. Nah, but you know what though? To be fair, yeah, you can lose a battle and win a war still. Yeah, because when Jay-Z lost to Nas, he signed Nas years later. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not even dissing Drake by saying you lost that one. You did lose it.
Although technically,
yeah.
By the time Nas got signed, like supposedly it was all water under the bridge, and we
but it's still
but you know, we've had our sit down, we've had our bring you out on stage. We're kind of over the madness, and now as evolved individuals,
as adults,
we can do business. It weren't like how 50 Cent would end up trying to sign you after doing the ether thing or the takeover thing or whatever. That's a different thing.
Do you reckon though? Because I reckon just, you know what? I reckon the culture of rap music and grime and anything that's from the city streets and that, there's always a layer of pettiness to it. There's always a layer of immaturity. Do you get it? And I'm not saying that no one ain't mature, but it's like there's always a like it's never really like, you know, like in business, you could argue with someone and pretty much hate them, but if there's a deal where you two break like bread, seriously, 6 million, it might be worth pushing your issues aside to sign this deal off.
Yeah.
In rap, I don't think that is a thing, personally. Obviously it is.
What, working with people who you don't necessarily feel for mutual benefit?
Yeah.
That sounds like the whole game to me.
That's rap.
Sounds like the genre.
Yeah. Like people working with people for mutual benefit. Yeah. No, but I feel like that, I feel like that though, isn't like public differences though.
No, definitely. That's
but
like
I'm talking about
unwritten rule.
Yeah, because that's just the industry.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. That's the Hollywood thing. But with the fact that they had a beef,
right,
that was well documented with loads of mad disses and that.
Yep.
For you to be able to double back and sign him after, he could even just be on a Jedi mind tricks thing where it's like, this looks good for business, but you know what I did, bro. On the low.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like you're signed to me, bro. I'll check your album before you drop it and see if it's right.
I mean, boy.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to shout. I couldn't have.
You wouldn't have signed
Nas
it?
is a better person than
me. Yeah. But
I couldn't.
Again, it might have made sense business for him, and he might have less of an ego than certain people where he's like, you know what? I'm alright, you know. For me, I need this album out. I like the deal. It works.
Shit.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Some people can put business to the front, and some people can say, do you know what?
So my point is that someone like Drizzy should be able to realise that, all right, cool, Kendrick got the better of me in the battle, but I'm just cracking on now doing my thing. You understand me? And it's just water under the bridge, like for him, in terms of like we had that battle, but now I'm just going back to the studio to make my next album. I'm doing my tour in Australia. Then I'm gonna go do the mobiles. I mean the what I keep doing that wireless, and it's like, bro, I'm just getting on with it now. But for once, I've never seen it like this, where the fans take such a divide and pick a side and hate the other person on the internet every day. Have you seen it? Yeah. I've never seen that before in a rap battle, where they're so adamant that like, I'm with Kendrick and I hate Drake. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what though? Bro, like, sometimes I think to myself that this music industry really is just like one big game of Revenge of the Nerds, basically. That's kind of how I feel. And I would almost go as far as to say that anyone who's really, really about that stuff, like really like, I almost feel like you just even being in the music industry, you've had to beat, like you're going against the odds even being here. Like someone like someone like Giggs, like he shouldn't even be here. Like in a sense, like not because he's not good enough. What I'm saying is just like, you're talking about people who like, for one reason or another. I say Giggs as an example, because obviously he's the landlord, and it's like, you can't even imagine rap now without him here. But you have to get your mind around the fact that the rappers who are really about that stuff could have just as easily ended up somewhere else. Do you know what I'm saying? The fact they ended up in the music game and bust it up is going against the odds. Do you know what's not going against the odds though? Nerds who who are never at risk because they're not actually living like that, but they understand that it might sell and fans will catch it. So let me jump on it, do my little thing and cut through.
As Scorch would say, dorks.
Thing is, dorks, man. Thing is, the Drake thing, like, if you give me 60 seconds, yeah, I was gonna say, I'll say one thing, yeah. I get this impression with Drake that like it was really the culmination of bare different things bubbling up. And then the Kendrick thing was just like the straw that breaks the camel's back and just off of his head. I think at the end of the day, like, Drake said on the tune one time before that there's just like way more people in the world like who want whatever it is they want versus the people in life who feel like they've got what they want. Like most people ain't entirely happy, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like Drake, like, I think even without meaning to, he rubs a lot of people the wrong way, man. I think there's a lot of people, regular, average people, who are quite envious, actually, still.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he provokes envy in a lot of people and bitterness.
He is a bit corny.
And
I'll be honest. I rate Drake, and I've actually like talked on rating Drake a lot on this podcast.
Yeah,
a lot musically, albums, bodies of work. Megastar, bro. But he is quite corny at times, bro. And one of his corniest moments is the Man Dem thing, the UK thing. Not in a way where like helping the UK isn't good. It is because you know like when he gave like Headie One the tune and it went off, elevates Headie on a global level. Then he done the radar thing with Central Cee, brilliant, helps him branch out. KMT with gigs, the Skepta tunes. On the album, and then also even Nana Rogues produced Passion Fruit. Like we're talking about like he's opening doors for people and putting their music out there to a wider audience, which is great for them because a collaboration of someone on that level can never really be a bad thing, right?
But because he's a fan first.
Yeah, but
did you?
Just can I just land this one thing here because I recall when I've watched like documentaries and stuff and read to they like to highlight little things that sometimes people forget. That I think like he got a tattoo.
Yep.
Was it BBK?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he wore like the Lukey World t-shirt after Skepta's brethren, God bless him, had passed away and that.
Yeah, he loves man off, innit? Like he loves off Skepta and that.
Why for that though? Loves man off, you know.
Bro, like he loves him off. Like he loves them off. If he was from the UK, he would have been in BBK. Like he loves them off. Man.
Yeah, but if he was from the UK, what about if he was born in Bermondsey and didn't know them? How could he be in BBK?
Maybe not. Well, bro, like they'd have met eventually. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, shit. By the time it even got to BBK, you got man a part of that who they're not from the Meridian origins and shit like that. Like people find a way, man. But if not for that, then Drake would have just been some sick Bermondsey MC who's not really tough like that, but he kind of knows everyone, and he's got a white mum and he's got a black dad. He's from the ends.
Proper make sure you shoot from the ends.
And girls like when he sings, man them like when he raps. Yeah. And he'd be doing a little something.
So, so him, like if you go back even further, he used Sneak Bowl's flow on Take Care.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
But in a singy way. And he gave him flowers publicly before in the past. He said that he listened to Gas Gang, Ardads and that in an interview.
Yep.
He was rolling with Ashley Cole in the early years and that, doing his thing and that. So it's like...
Heard a couple of mad things about Ashley Cole still. You might not want to promote that he was rolling with him.
Oh, fair enough. Still. I don't know, bro. But
mad.
I'm uneducated and uninformed.
Jermaine Genius to the man dead.
I'm uninformed, but anyway, it don't sound like a convo that we have here.
No.
Drinking Magnums, mate.
Most definitely not.
So anyway, listen, what I'm saying is Drizzy, has done the same thing in LA quite a bit with people in LA. Like he always looks after the game. He always patterns up with certain people over there and that. Does a similar thing for Texas. Bun B. This guy, that guy, Woo Atlanta, Little Baby, QC, whatever, Whoopsie Woo, Young Thug. Yeah. So my thing is that like as much as he gives back, he's definitely taking. Because it has to be a mutual exchange in business, right? Like we were talking about business. And I respect that because for us to collaborate, it should make sense for both of us. That's my opinion. But I just feel like at times, he's done the dancehall thing as well. Popcorn and that, you get me?
If Drake only did collaborations on the basis that they would like make him bigger in some way, then there'd be no collabs to do. And that's the thing, like you get to
only Eminem and them kind of people, 50 and that.
There'd be no one to work with. Like you get to the point where it's like
Just needs that Nas verse and he's good and that kind of thing.
Bro, he's in terms of the UK
That's
thing,
true.
Drake's integration with the UK just purely stems from his love and being a fan of it.
Like on the internet era,
End of the day, the UK paying public, in all honesty, bro, like this is my opinion, it's just my opinion. The UK paying audience don't actually need or want necessarily for Drake to have to do all this UK work to be a fan of Drake. Like, English people have never had a problem being fans
Americans
of the US. They've never had a problem fanning them off without them having to embrace us. They don't have to. Most American artists don't embrace us, and that doesn't get in the way.
Yeah. Well, he's Canadian.
I know.
So maybe he thought that he had to do a bit more than an American
Possibly.
initially.
People like to blend the lines there with the Canadian US thing and act like it's just like a lot of UK people just act like, do you know what, it's all across the pond.
It's all in the Americas.
But the thing,
North America.
The thing is that it's like everybody, I don't know, because obviously fan bases, different ages, different eras and that, But to everybody who was old enough to remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I was on a quick, because the only relatable example I can give, like I thought about Saved by the Bell, but I thought that's probably going too far back still. But Fresh Prince is relatable. And in the day, most people watch Fresh Prince. You felt like Will was the coolest guy on the show. Most people felt like he's like almost, I'm sure there's people who watched Fresh Prince and maybe even came to school the next morning and maybe even tried to recite a one chat-up line that they heard the night before at break time. And try and work that game on things.
They're running through your mind all day.
Yeah, like that's a cool dude.
Cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a cool guy. Like,
you
probably thought
proper.
But the truth is though, bro, I'm trying to tell you, for all the millions of people that watch that show, for all the millions of people who grew up on that show,
Big Willie, Big
as
Willie
much
style.
as everyone wanted to, your mind's somewhere else.
No, that's the album title.
Your mind's
Y2K.
really going somewhere else.
Like, remember,
bro,
Wild Wild West,
bro, please, bro, I beg, for all the people that watch that show, bro, everybody might have wanted to relate to Will because man want to get girls, man want to have new Jordans every episode. Man, there's a lot of things about him that man want to be, but the reality is
apart from an entanglement.
Bro, you're just doing stuff, bro. The more people, I'm trying to make a point, like, there's more people who watch that program who deep down in their heart, they are actually Carlton, bro, in real life. More young men watch that and really, they're not Will, they're Carlton, but people want to be Will and relate to Will. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is like, say you have an episode, like, I remember an episode where, like, they both liked a girl, and it was like the girl ended up picking Carlton, and Will couldn't believe it, and it was almost like mad. And that show, for anyone who don't know, it was filmed in front of a live audience, right?
Every episode.
Yeah, there was a live crowd. It was a live crowd. It was on a stage. It was like a theatre essentially. Like they used to have a set. So what I'm saying is that when you watch it back now, watch it back remembering that the audience,
because they laugh, innit? I thought it was added.
No, they're there. So remember, everything's live reaction. Sick. They don't know what episode's gonna be. What I'm getting at is that I remember there's an episode, I'll try and find it for you personally. When you hear the crowd's reaction to the storyline plot, that, oh shit, the thing picked Carlton, oh shit. Like you can genuinely hear do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
he's never got no play.
This is what I'm saying. And ultimately, bro, it's almost like people like Drake's and that, like, and I say, you see my comparison, right? Because when you have like people like Drake or people like the character, the Fresh Prince, whatever, they don't always get brought down to size. They don't always get brought down to size.
You mean humbled?
Yeah, they don't always get humbled. Like. But the thing is that people don't realise, bro, like there's far more people who... More people relate to, bro, more people, believe it or not, bro, more people actually relate to the guy who wasn't maybe as popular, wasn't cool, wasn't tall, wasn't necessarily
it's more
girls them sugar, like
it's more common.
Guy who's not that stuff, 100%,
relatable,
100%.
Because Drake had a lyric though that I'll never forget because I thought it was so tough. When he was like, I had someone tell me I fell off. Ooh, I needed that.
I remember that. Headlines.
Yeah, headlines. It's almost like he was.
Headlines.
It's like you don't hear it enough. So when someone said it to him, he remembered that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? And I always liked that lyric because he was on top of the world.
Yeah.
That was him like going like pivoting, innit? Then like he was going up. I like that bar.
Do you think the Future secretly Remember when Future first came out?
Yeah.
Not first came out, but early career.
Yeah.
He puts out the Tony Montana tune.
Yeah.
Drake gets on the remix,
Migos.
gives it the Midas touch, but then Drake don't do the video.
Right.
Future feels some type of way that Drake don't do the video.
Yeah.
And then Drake sends out a tweet or something, kind of cheeky, something like, something like give a man, like, basically like give him an inch, he wants a mile, but he was...
Pause.
But it was
Yeah. That's a why.